Let's just jump right in today. Right now, there is a massive viral movement of people turning to lotus leaf water. I mean, they're sharing it around as this magical, ultimate cure for fatty liver disease. You've probably heard the claims that drinking this stuff miraculously purifies your body. But today, in this explainer, we're cutting through the hype. We're going to look at the actual evidence to see if lotus leaf water is truly a miraculous cure for your liver, or if a simple misunderstanding could literally turn it into a one-way ticket to the emergency room.
To get to the truth here, we need to tackle an incredibly dangerous assumption that so many of us make. There's this deeply ingrained belief that just because a remedy is completely natural, it's gotta be harmless, right? Like you can just consume it without any limits. We think, hey, it's just a leaf from a pond. What's the worst that could possibly happen? Well, as we're about to see, the biological reality of this everyday plant is way more complex and way more potent than some simple folktale.
So here's the game plan for today's explainer. 1. The truth about lotus leaves. 2. Surprising scientific power. 3. The deadly toxicity boundary. 4. Secrets to safe preparation. And 5. Who is strictly forbidden.
All right, kicking things off with Section 1, the truth about lotus leaves. Let's see how this plant acts as nature's own complex chemical factory.
Now, what's truly fascinating here is how centuries of traditional medicine are actually being validated by modern science. Inside this leaf, you've got compounds like nuciferine and alkaloids that relax the body, completely paired up with powerful antioxidants, flavonoids, and quercetin that literally form a protective shield around your liver cells. Add in some vitamin C and organic acids, and you've basically got a perfect natural mechanism for regulating lipid metabolism. But notice this absolutely crucial detail. Yes, these components are highly effective, but they are specifically targeted at stage 1 fatty liver and mild blood lipid disorders. Think of it like a sniper. It is highly effective when aimed at early-stage issues, but it is absolutely not some magical cure-all if you're dealing with severe advanced liver disease.
Let's move into Section 2, surprising scientific power. We're going to look at the hard clinical evidence to see exactly how powerful this plant is when used correctly. Okay, look at this number right here. Almost 46%. In a rigorous clinical trial, researchers found that a specific extract of the lotus leaf literally wiped out nearly half of the triglycerides in the bloodstream of test subjects. I mean, cutting a harmful lipid by nearly 50% using a plant extract, that's a staggering biological feat.
And the momentum just keeps building when you look at the broader picture. This data is from a study where they took lotus leaf extract and combined it with red he shou on subjects dealing with exogenous hyperlipidemia. Just look at those drops, a 40.5% reduction in total cholesterol, a 43.16% plummet in your bad LDL cholesterol, and of course that 45.88% drop in triglycerides we just talked about. These aren't subtle little shifts. These numbers are hard, undeniable proof of the leaf's ability to basically sweep excess fat right out of the blood and liver.
But here is where we have to execute a sharp pivot. Section 3, the deadly toxicity boundary. Because the golden rule of medicine always applies, the dose makes the poison. Scientists have meticulously calculated the exact threshold where this natural healer flips into a biological threat. The absolute maximum safe limit is 8.99 grams of extract per kilogram of body weight. For an average adult, that translates to about 270 grams of dried lotus leaf. Guys, this is the red line. Your body is a machine, and if you force it to process more than this 270-gram limit, your internal organs will become totally overloaded and literally begin to shut down.
You remember those alkaloids we mentioned earlier? Well, at safe doses, they calm the heart. But an alkaloid overdose? That triggers a terrifying and rapid escalation of physical symptoms. Step 1, you're going to feel a strange numbness spreading across your lips and tongue. Step 2, your blood pressure goes into free fall, your skin turns pale, and you are hit with cold sweats and severe nausea. Finally, in Step 3, that calming agent turns into a deadly toxin. It crashes your nervous and cardiovascular systems, leading to full-body seizures and life-threatening heart arrhythmias. Again, natural does not mean harmless.
So, how do we use it safely? Section 4, secrets to safe preparation. Let's detail exactly how to extract the benefits without crossing that line. This first recipe is your traditional powerhouse. You take just 10 to 15 grams of dried lotus leaf, combine it with 20 grams of green tea, and steep it in 500 milliliters of boiling water for about 15 to 20 minutes. This is brilliant because it leverages green tea's existing antioxidant power, creating this massive synergistic effect that purifies the body and protects the liver twice as effectively.
The key rule here? Sip that 500 milliliters slowly throughout your day. Don't chug it.
Now, what if your specific goal is to target cholesterol plaques directly? In that case, you swap the green tea for hawthorn, known traditionally as tau miao. You take 10 grams of the dried leaf and 20 grams of hawthorn, and you boil it in 500 milliliters of water until it reduces down to a concentrated 200 milliliters. Hawthorn acts as a really powerful catalyst here. It aggressively targets those cholesterol plaques and boosts blood circulation to effectively flush out that excess fat. Drink this 2 to 3 times daily.
But listen up, regardless of the recipe you choose, you absolutely must adhere to these ironclad boundaries. Never, ever exceed 500 milliliters a day. Timing matters too. Drink it 30 minutes before a meal or an hour after, so you don't mess up your digestion. You also specifically need to avoid overnight steeping. Lotus leaf water that sits out rapidly generates highly dangerous mold toxins. And finally, if you're drinking alcohol, your efforts are completely wasted. Alcohol will instantly negate any of the liver-protecting benefits you just tried to gain.
Which brings us to our final point. Section 5. Who is strictly forbidden? Because of its sheer biological power, we need to talk about who cannot touch this stuff.
In traditional medicine, it's all about matching the remedy to the body type, and there is a stark contrast here. If you naturally run warm, a hot constitution, you have stable blood pressure, and maybe stage 1 fatty liver, this cooling leaf is fantastic for you. But look at the flip side. If you have a cold constitution, where you get frequent cold hands and stomach issues, or your fatty liver is stage 2 or beyond, or you just have low blood pressure, this leaf places you in immediate danger. Its powerful blood pressure-lowering effects will throw your heart rhythm into absolute chaos.
And the ban list extends to these specific demographics too. For pregnant, nursing, or menstruating women, the leaf's cooling properties can actually disrupt blood flow and stimulate the uterus. If you're diabetic and on medication, this leaf can trigger a disastrous sudden drop in your blood sugar. Anyone within 2 weeks of surgery has to avoid it to prevent blood sugar instability. And for malnourished individuals, the leaf actually creates a false sense of fullness, which is terrible because it effectively starves a recovering body of the actual nutrients it desperately needs.
So, we come back to the core question of today's explainer. Will we respect this fragile boundary? The lotus leaf has shown us today that it is incredibly powerful. It really is capable of sweeping fat from the liver and the blood, but it's also shown us that nature packs a heavy punch. Ultimately, true healing requires abandoning that comforting myth of harmless natural remedies. Instead, we have to embrace strict, scientifically validated limits guided by medical professionals. Because at the end of the day, the choice between a miracle and a toxin is entirely in the dose. Thanks for joining me today, and I hope this completely changes how you view the plant sitting in your teacup. See you next time.